Okay, today is June 26th, and we just returned from vacation the other day. And when we got home, one of the first things I did was run out into the garden because I was so excited to see what has happened. And look at the sombrero sangrita coneflower. It's actually two different colors. It's really cool. Maybe this is the mature color. And then this is what it looks like when it first blooms. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love it so much. And I'll be putting that in the ground in the fall. So we'll find a nice home for it. But it looks really pretty in that pot. And then the huge, massive Super Tunia Vista bubblegum. I had a friend taking care of all my plants and my cats while I was gone. And I just told her to water everything. I didn't tell her to, like, deadhead. I didn't want her to have to do all of that, so they're a little bit scruffy. But, I mean, look how huge that is. That is crazy. And I wanted to get a video before we get a bunch of storms and maybe possibly even a couple tornadoes and everything gets ripped apart. Before we left, I brought up all my hanging baskets, set them in some trays of water since they're so shallow. I didn't expect her to water them like twice a day, every single day. So I brought them all up, set them in some trays. So I have the zinnias back here, some tomatoes. A poor early girl tomato has actually a tomato on it. All of these need fertilized desperately. But there's more tomatoes, nasturtiums, everything is yellow, needs tons of fertilizer. So, and then we have a little garden spider. You can see that. Where is she at? Right there, taking care of all the plants. And I will leave her there to do her job, or him. Check out the fuchsias. Tons of blooms on those. Coleus is getting big. Basil over there. The lily, which will be taken back down into the yard away from any possible interaction with the cats. And then we have the lemon verbena getting huge. I have cut this plant so many times and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then there's little Salem. She's not allowed outside anymore because she ran away for one day and scared the heck out of me. And there's a little bit of paint on the window. Let's see what the dahlias look like. So a lot of those bloomed while I was gone. This one just opened up. You can see a red one back there. This really pretty red one. And these are all from seed. Started all of these dahlias from seed, and they will create tubers. This one's getting ready to open. Or it may have already opened. Can't tell. Nice peachy salmon looking one. Got a pinky purple, dark purple. And then back there we have the two zinnias. And for some reason, my larkspur has died. And I have no clue why. So that's sad, but it's okay. And then we have the garden here. All the tomatoes are doing great. You can see that big, huge guy laying on the ground right there. Let's see. See a couple on all the plants. Little trusses of tomatoes. See one under there. But everything looks great. Always worry when I go on vacation, then I come home and everything's fine. Thank goodness. All of the radishes. have all went to seed and flower, but I've just left them here because the bees absolutely love them. So if I can help the little bees, I'll do that. Have the sage back there, pineapple surprise coleus. The hosta and dianthus is settling in nicely in their new spots. A bunch of peppers. The puma pepper. The albino bullnose. We have one here. I believe this is a Tunisian bakludi. And then a purple beauty bell pepper. Just flowers on that currently. Some dill, volunteer dill. Another puma plant, and this one is the biggest one we have. The giant artichoke. This thing is massive. Huge. And then I deadheaded all of the ranunculus, the spent blooms. There's some more peppers back here. Look at the gazania. No blooms on it yet, but the leaves are so cool looking. Love that. Just the foliage. It's really pretty. Volunteer ground cherry next to the volunteer dill. This thing is a monster. Huge. And it's so pretty. I love it. I just love dill plants. And it probably doesn't taste as good. A lot of herbs don't taste as good when they start to produce flowers and seeds, but I just leave it here because it's pretty and the bugs love it. And then we have some more ranunculus. This is actually the last one that's bloomed. And this is like creamy white, really beautiful. I actually did plant those ground cherries, so I'm going to leave those in, but this one and this one I'll probably pull up. I might pull the dill and let the ground cherry grow, or the opposite. But the dill was already really big, so I might just go ahead and pull that out and give the ground cherry a little bit of space. You can see this tomato here, Giant Belgium, and I showed you the truss from the other side, but it does have a lot of tomatoes on it. I see the sugar baby watermelon seedlings. These are the Kajari melon seedlings. I'll have to thin those out very soon. Beautiful nasturtium there, the peach melba nasturtium. This is another, let me see. Oh no, this is a jalapeno. I thought that was a Tunisian bakludi, but that's actually back there. If you can see that red pepper, that's a Tunisian bakludi. We have a gladiolus here, Jolly Jester marigolds. Look at these. So gorgeous. The like intense striping on that. So pretty. Another peach melba nasturtium. You can notice the difference in size. Not sure why. Don't know. This one has more flowers. This one has bigger leaves, more leaves. I do not know why that occurred. And then we have more Kajari melon, sugar baby watermelon, an early girl tomato. And then we have some cherry tomatoes in the middle here. See all those. I believe this is a Dollar Tree cherry tomato. You can see the tomatoes on that. And then this is a pink bumblebee, pretty sure. Like grape-shaped tomatoes. And then we have, let's see, what is this? The pink ox heart. Oh wow, it's starting to get the little ox heart shape. That's so cool. I didn't even see that yesterday. I've never had an oxheart tomato. Very exciting. And there's more albino Buenos peppers. Another Jolly Jester marigold. Another nasturtium. These are trailing nasturtiums. You can see that one and that one. More beautiful marigolds. We have the sun gold tomato. Bunch of trusses on it. Looks like a little bit of something on the leaf there. I'll have to cut that off. I did a bunch of pruning yesterday. That's what this big pile is. Sun sugar tomato, pink bumblebee, another one of those. And then this that I showed at the beginning is an Isis candy cherry. And then we have Dr. Witchy's tomato. Some Sweet William that I planted there and there. And here's another Dr. Witchy's, I believe, yes. You can see some tomatoes at the bottom there and in the middle. The peas are completely done. I'm just letting some of them dry out so I can save the seeds. And then this is another Isis candy cherry, I believe. And then we have a super sweet 100 cherry tomato right there. Let's see, pepper, habanero, serrano. They look pretty sad. Another marigold. Then we have a Brandywine black. You can see all the tomatoes. We have the Armenian yard-long cucumber. And then some pods that are drying up. How massive these things are. And they're so fat. My husband has still been eating them, and he says they're still really good. But yeah, I'm letting these go to seed. I'll let them dry out and save them for the fall or next year. There are 2 Minnesota midget cantaloupe plants. That one already has flowers on it. Seems a little early for that. And this wild thing right here is a spoon tomato. And if you ever plant one of those, this is my 2nd year, just be prepared for it to take over everything. Spoon tomatoes, from what I understand, grow like a wild tomato. Their habit is just wild. So definitely be prepared for it to spread out a lot. It's very hard to keep up on the pruning on that plant. Very, very hard. And it's so tiny. Like the branches and just stems and shoulders and everything. It's just so tiny and so hard to see like what sucker stem is. Like, look how tiny that is. I couldn't even tell like what is a sucker stem. It just doesn't grow like other tomatoes. You see this big truss tomatoes on there. And then let's see, I see a vine down here. This is a morning glory. I have to come out and cut that. See this heart shape and this vine? That is a morning glory, and if I let it go, it's gonna choke all the plants in here. So I'm gonna have to cut that at the base when I find it. We have a big rainbow here. Some nice sized tomatoes on that. And then pineapple surprise Coley is still in the 4-pack. That poor thing. I'm just this year I've just not been good about putting everything in the ground. I just can't make up my mind where to put everything. I've stuffed so much stuff in here, I don't know where to put it, that it's gonna have like adequate sunlight and not compete with other plants. I don't know. I should have just stuck it in a pot though, the poor thing. But it's doing okay, as well as it can be. Another Dr. Witchies, another Dr. Witchies. There is more Kajari melons, which will definitely have to be thinned out. More peas, just monster peas, sugar snap peas. And then we have a Brandywine pink there. More marigolds, another Puma pepper, early girl, which usually ripens around the beginning of July. I don't know, July 5th, 6th, 7th. We might have a ripe tomato around then, but we'll see. Maybe not. Dollar Tree beefsteak. Can't wait to try out an old Dollar Tree tomato. Watch this be the best tasting tomato that we have. A 25-cent pack of seeds from the Dollar Tree. That's just my luck. Probably like that one the best. The Wapsipinicon peach. This will be a furry tomato, like a peach. The ground cherry. I did plant that there. A zinnia, another artichoke. And then let's look at my beautiful, beloved pollinator garden. Alright, I'll start over here. Oh, the cucamelon. So you can see that. Mexican sour gherkin, or better known as cucamelon. Starting to go up the thing here, and look at the baby cucamelons. You can see them. And then we have a poblano. There are two Blue Queen butterfly pea plants, which, man, these just, are they ever gonna grow? I feel like they've been this size for like weeks and weeks. What am I doing wrong? Not getting enough sun? I mean, they look really healthy though. I don't know. We'll see. And then another New Hanover ground cherry. Calendula is absolutely gorgeous. And look at this view. This is my favorite view in the garden. Like right here. Just look at that. Minus my step up there. My little bench. Doesn't that just look like the most adorable little pollinator garden? You got the calendula here, the lavender, some petunias back there, the rose marble yarrow. You can see the orange blanket flower. Oh, so gorgeous. And I'm going to let these drop seeds again, so they'll come back like they did this year. Beautiful lavender. I have a gazania there. The ranunculus are all spent. Supertunia Vista Paradise, doing really good. This yarrow is so gorgeous. Look at that. So bright and vibrant. I really loves this spot too. We have some nasturtium tucked in there, some sweet william. The irises right there. Actually adapting pretty well. You can see they're starting to go up like straight. They didn't die, thank goodness. I'm so glad, because I really like those purple irises, and they're so tiny. They're not like a big, huge, massive, droopy iris. The flowers are probably like that big, really vibrant, beautiful purple. Absolutely love them. And also, I'm excited to say that after 2 years, my purple coneflower, my Echinacea that I started from seed, has finally bloomed. Check this out. Look how gorgeous that is. 2 years in the making. A lesson on patience. If you want to learn how to be a patient person, grow some perennial flowers from seed. And you can see a bunch more getting ready to open. See this here? Look at all the buds. There's so many. This thing is gonna be gorgeous. I'm so excited about this. And I had to tie it up yesterday because it was spreading out and then blocking the sun to everything else. But we have in the front here the ranunculus, of course. I'm gonna let the foliage die back, dig those up. I put in the Cora polka dot vinca. Accidentally left my trash in there. I actually planted these the morning before we left. South Carolina is an 8-hour drive, Myrtle Beach, from where I live in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. We woke up really, really early to leave, and the first thing that I did when I woke up was come out here and plant the vinca, because I just didn't want to leave them in the 4-pack and have them suffer while we were going. So right up until we got in the car to leave, I was planting stuff in the garden. We have the artichoke there, another artichoke back there I showed you earlier, and then another coneflower, which I'm definitely going to have to move. I thought this was going to get really tall. You can see the difference. This is the one I planted from seed, and this is the one that I bought from a nursery last year. And this is the Cheyenne Spirit, really bright pink. I don't think it gets enough sun. It's really short, much shorter than I thought it was going to be. Oh, a nice little spider right there. Perfect web. I don't know if you can see that in the sun, like right there. I love when I find spiders in the garden because they take such good care of my plants. And then there's the blanket flower, all of those. I really, really like those, the way they look. It's so beautiful. It kind of looks like a coneflower a little bit, like with the big puffy center. But I just don't like their growing habits. Like they make like this big thing here instead of just going straight up out of the ground like this one is. They make this like big stem along the ground, and then they all like fall over. Maybe it's because they don't get enough sun there. Maybe they wouldn't do that. But I do have some out in the front flower bed. That's a south-facing bed. Sun all day, every day. And they still do that. So that just must be how they grow. That's the only thing I don't like. But I have sunflowers back there. You can see 3 like stair-step. Mixed in with some zinnias. You can see the gorgeous bachelor button. This blue flower here. I believe these are perennials. I think they are. And then a blanket flower tucked in there. A white marigold, that's what that's going to be. Zinnia, zinnia, zinnia. And then this guy here, beautiful Cosmo. If you go back and watch my seed tray videos where I started all the seeds, there was one little Cosmo that came up in the seed tray, and it was really crappy looking. I mean, really crappy. Like, it looked like it was on the brink of death. But it survived and came back, and it just wanted to grow so badly for some reason. It made it through, so I stuck it in here, and I can't wait to see what it looks like. And we have the basil there, red Reuben basil. All the vinca seems to love it right here. Another foxglove right there and there. I'm so happy with the pollinator garden. So happy how everything turned out. I really, most of the time, still just have no clue what I'm doing. Have no clue if something is gonna grow, if it'll like the spot. I usually don't know how tall things are gonna get and how to like layer them so that the tallest thing is in the back and then the shortest thing is in the front. I'm not very good at that at all. I've only been gardening for 4 years. But I'm just so proud of myself that this little pollinator garden is doing so well. I'm so excited. But that is the garden tour. Hopefully the weather that we get today won't destroy anything. But I will do an update in about a week, and I'll see you then.